after a certain point, it's just like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
No, whatever.
Exactly.
Turn this shit off.
just do it. Just go already, shit.
I'm Jared.
I am Josh. Thank you for the invite, brother.
What's up?
And not a whole heck of a lot, man. It's been a nice Sunday. Cool outside, but not cold. I look cold, but it's because I always overreact during wintertime. But it's been nice today, man. It was cool.
That's the time of year when overreacting is better than underreacting.
Yeah, man.
That's one of the dumbest decisions I remember, according to weather, in a long time. Is we were going to get together one Saturday morning and go see Auburn play Georgia Tech. I'm like, T-shirt will be good. I'm like, no, it was the coldest I've ever been.
It's 11 degrees.
And it's already cold, and you're like sitting up top. I was like, oh, this is a terrible decision.
Yeah, man. It's like dressing for game day sucks. It sucks. My other thing is there are a handful of things in this life, this experience, this thing called life, that I really genuinely do not like. Being sunburnt is one of them. I hate that so much. So I've always got sunscreen with me, and I'm always slathering that junk on, man, and it's gross, and I'm like, ugh. But I gotta do it, because I hate being sunburnt, man.
But it's one of those deals where, you hear guys talk about in the business is that when you think you're going too slow, go slower. When you think you've got on enough layers, put on a coat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
You can always take that off.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's strange because I used to like hot weather better, and I just hated wintertime. And man, I've changed a lot on that. It was interesting. I was talking to my mom about that, and she was like, "Yeah, about the time I was the age you are now, that same thing happened to me." So I'm like, "Oh, that's cool, man," because I kind of like it. My biggest hang up with cold weather is cold weather in the South. And cold weather in other places is a very, very different ball of wax. But transportation is the huge issue here, because we ain't got no snow trucks. There's no reason to fund that.
Yeah.
So, man, if you got to get somewhere and it's all sleety or icy, it's dangerous. It's
not good.
Yeah, it's dangerous here because I think there are 3 snowplows in the entire state, and Fulton County's got all of them because they have to have them. And so that part is weird. In other places, you can actually get around. It's way more like cold, and like temperature-wise, it's way worse. But
anybody that claims that they can drive in that mess, it's different than what you're claiming you can drive in.
Yeah,
it's not the same thing.
No chains on the tires.
Different ball game.
Yeah, no chains on the tires and no salt. It's a different thing. It's different, man.
Nobody can drive in that.
Absolutely not.
I don't care who you are.
Nope, it's not possible.
They're gonna Richard Petty.
Got you Richard Petty 400 mile an hour. But yeah, man, that's my hang up with like cold weather. But as far as the transition, I love it anymore, man. It's been cool. Anyway, I don't mean to get off on the weather, but it was great. It's been really nice, man.
It's been the big part of the adjustment for this time of year. And
we're here in Georgia, man. We're so happy when it's not August anymore, and by August I mean October, when it's still 93 degrees, man. It's like anything we get that's not that, we're like, we're like super excited. So we got to come on here and talk about it.
Heck yeah! Right about the time you could hear Keith Jackson going, "Oh, Nelly, Alabama."
Yeah, man. About the time conference play kicks up, we want it to be cooler here, and it.
Where's my toboggan?
It's right on time. Oh, yes. It's right on time. I had to do this one today. I feel bad to not represent MLS on MLS Cup Day. But I watched the game. It was great. Like I was saying, man, there's a nice perk. I mean, of course, I wanted United to win, and I would have loved it if they were. Well, I wouldn't have loved it if they were in there. I'd have been miserable if they were in there. Unless they won, then I'd be thrilled. But being able to watch it and enjoy it, it's fun, man. I like that. The sports that I actually like, which really is, I mean, it's pretty much all the ones that I like. I would rather watch a game as a neutral. I love that. I think that's real cool, man. Sorry. Yeah, all right. So we're both like reading the little message. Like,
my video game.
What's up now? But it was cool. Seattle played awesome, and crowd looked great, and everyone's whining about, well, they didn't set the attendance record. That stadium's not as big as MBS. It's not. They're not going to set the attendance record. They did great. They got 69,000 people in there, man. That's awesome. Why in the world are we going to get all nitpicky and and me like, hey, man, bring that tape measure over here. I'll whip it out right now. It's like, why in the world do we act like that? This is stupid. 70,000 people went and watched that mess, and it was exciting, and it was cool. Good God.
I either way.
I guess so. It's like it's messed up. For competitive people that want to win, I get it. That ain't me, but I get it. But it's like, regardless of what you do, I'm gonna talk that mess about you no matter what. That is like the most exhausting attitude in the world. I'm like, man, damn, you must be miserable. I mean, just miserable, man. It's like that's just got to be the most taxing thing in the world.
Yeah.
It's good news. I can make it worse. It's like, all right, good.
Yep.
And a job in politics for you.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
My thing that I did this weekend that's made me feel really stupid is one of the things I didn't realize that I'm almost as old as the Happy Meal.
Yeah.
This weekend was the 40th anniversary of the McDonald's Happy Meal. And I really, really have backslidden into McDonald's. It was like my supersized me weekend, and I never cared. As much as I liked that movie, my problems with it was I just never thought it was fair to McDonald's. I mean, he got this idea to make the documentary about I'm going to eat nothing but McDonald's breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a month. It's based off this court ruling where basically everything that we said that these girls were stupid for doing, like, yeah, I'm going to go do that. It's like, have at it, brother. Nobody told you to do this, and nobody put this out there regardless. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is McDonald's is one of those places where I have gone a good while without eating it at all. And just, every once in a while on your way to like a ball game or something, I would stop. And about as far as I would go would be like they had like these things that I loved. Was the chicken wraps.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I get like 2 of those and a tea, and I'm on the road. And you can do that. You could eat and drive and get on the road and be all good. So outside of that, I hadn't eaten hardly any of it in a good while. Anyway, thing comes across Facebook about the whole, and that's how I found out all my news these days. Is not a Twitter person.
Oh God, I deleted my Twitter. I hated Twitter.
It's the 40th anniversary of the Happy Meal. And I'm like, and in doing that, they picked some of the high watermark sets, did 18 toys, and it's something about that, and the collector in me is kind of like, I'm interested. Let me see what you have to offer. Because I just got to thinking about some of my favorite, and then that's the other thing is, I had a problem for a minute, like back in the day, getting into Power of the Force,
yeah,
Star Wars stuff, McFarlane sports stuff, and my company these days is Super 7 and NECA. Anything that those guys do, I'm like, I must have a little bit of it. But there was a time when I really got hardcore into gathering up some old Happy Meal sets.
Yeah.
And after a while, it's like, I don't need the whole set. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. The ones that I really like, I've got the set, and I'm good, but I just don't need nearly as many of them as I had at one time. My favorite set they've ever done was anything dealing with the Muppets.
Yeah.
I've got the Muppet Babies.
That was a great set.
And I didn't know this even existed when I was collecting them back in the day. There was a Canadian animal that came out, and it's basically just him in like the wheelbarrow again.
Okay.
And I'm the wagon, the radio flyer looking thing.
Oh, okay.
It's basically just, for whatever reason, animal wasn't part of the set here. He was in Canada, so thanks to eBay, you can have those things now.
It has to be Cananimal. The Cananimal.
Anything to do with the Muppets, specifically Muppet Babies. Fraggle Rock, you can take or leave. I don't have to have those. I think I got a few of them, but I don't have to have the set. Anyway, and any of the Fraggle Stick.
Fraggle Stick car.
Any of the sets that involved a character putting on a collapsible little costume.
Oh yeah.
The Looney Tunes with the Justice League.
The DC Looney Tunes. Those were Excellent.
Those are my two favorites.
Yeah.
There was a set with the Playland crew in the Halloween costumes. It was kind of I think it predated that, but they really got it good with it. You had like Bugs Bunny was Super Bugs, you had Daffy as Bat Duck, and Petunia, Tasmanian Devil was the Flash, and Petunia Pig is Wonder Woman. And so that, and especially back in the day, I mean, only 4 figures to get, that's doable.
Yeah, totally.
When you do an 18, it's like, I'm not going to have all these, but it goes through your mind like, do I even need to try to get these, or is it just more cost effective and health effective? Just go on eBay and pay $80 for the set if you want them that bad.
Seriously, man.
Just do that. But of course not. I had to go out and venture out, and it was just a trial of errors in getting the few that I got. It's like, why is this so hard? I just wanted to see if anybody else had this problem. Where, the other thing that made it is you do an 18 select one-off picks from these different sets over the years, and you're only gonna. It started on the 7th, and I think it's running to the 11th. I think most stores were already out of them anyway, as of it's around here today. Found that out. So not only is it like super limited, it's like it's a big set with a 4-day window to get them. Anyway, this started out Monday.
Get on back to McDonald's, kids.
Come on back.
Get on back. It's the Morgan Spurlock set.
We're gonna kill that son of a.
It's right, man.
Started on it had to have been Friday night. Thursday. I don't know, Thursday. I'm getting my days mixed up. And to start off, I mean, if you had to pick one, I probably got the one that I would want to get, because I had to. My excuse going through the line is always, I'll have a Big Mac and Happy Meal, because I don't want to look weird and just order the Happy Meal. I'm not crazy.
For real.
I have to look like a grown person.
There's decorum involved.
With my necktie that's not there.
Seriously.
So,
oh, I'm a business person.
hello.
Could I have a Big Mac and a Happy Meal? Thank you. Just announce to the people at McDonald's what you are.
You're out of high C.
I'm a professional. You're out of high C. Man, I swear, high C is my favorite thing about McDonald's. I love that junk, man. Anyhow, sorry.
The Fruitopia is code.
For real.
So, if I had to pick one, I probably got the one that I wanted right off the bat anyway. It's number 1 in the set of 18. It's the little hamburger changeable.
Yeah.
And speaking of ones that I don't need the whole set of, that's, probably the one. And I'm like, okay, I'm a glutton. I'll go back the next night for round 2. Why you don't just go ahead and just order 2 Happy Meals at the drive-thru like a grown person?
Like a grown person?
I don't understand. I get why. I said, I'm not going to hit up the same McDonald's. I got to go to another one, see how the coalition, or whatever the term Tops uses, the distribution of the set is going.
That's right.
And so it's real easy to do if you're not paying attention. I walked into the McDonald's town before you get to where we live, and I'm like, not paying attention, and they're like, is that for a boy or a girl? Sometimes they do that with their sets, and I just, it's like, yeah, boy, whatever. And sure enough, I get my thing, I'm sitting down in there, and I pull the thing out. It ain't even the 40th anniversary set. And I'm like, so they're not doing it everywhere? So
That sucks, man.
And it was some type of Pokemon bullcrap that I wouldn't even want anyway. So I'm like, man, F this. But then I thought, I'll outsmart them. I will go in to the McDonald's in my hometown that I was just at the night before with my puppy dog guys. Like, I got this in Temple. Can y'all trade it? My kid's gonna kill me. These imaginary kids that I just create that have to do this.
Then I order the real Happy Meal for.
And it got even better because an old buddy behind the counter was like, "You wasting my time with this," and switches them out and everything's cool. And
Dude, nothing good. God.
Son of a...
Yeah, you gotta be.
White boy! Yeah, we had a high C.
Good Lord.
And I hit off first two pulls. I get McDonald's hamburger changeable and Bugs Bunny from Space Jam. I should have retired. But oh no.
But I wanted some more Happy Meal in it.
But I'm just a glutton. And that's when I get the bright idea, like, how about I just go through the drive-through, order my two, and just, they'll be none the wiser, and I just get two more check marks off the list. So Saturday night, about the time Keith Jackson's going, whoa, Nelly, Alabama's down. I head out to my McDonald's, get back on the road, get home. I get one anniversary and one freaking out of the blue Wreck-It Ralph thing. I'm like, what the heck is this?
Found it like stuck behind like the fryer. Here, take this.
So I was like, and how did they know? How did they know that I was the guy in there whining the night before? And we're gonna fuck this guy.
Exactly, man. Revenge.
So
He ain't got no damn kids.
So basically, what I ended up with my changeable, my Bugs Bunny, and freaking Fireman McNugget. And if you think that I didn't go try to change out Wreck-It Ralph, you're wrong.
I got news for you.
That's what I did.
You didn't listen to the rest of the story, did you? That's awesome, man.
I got up this morning and I headed out, and of course one of the McDonald's in the next town, I get up there and working up my nerve. And the lobby's shut down. There's just a drive-through going.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, let me go down to, there's another one over by the college. And I go in there, and they kind of give me that look like, it is Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, and this son of a bitch is in here worrying about some toys. And they look in that thing, they're like, all we got is Hot Wheels. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe everybody is out. This is like the day before the end of the promotion.
So
Why would you have enough?
So you go full Steve Carell. God!
Just throw it into the drive-through. Everything.
God!
So basically what I ended up with is going down to another one on the other part of the highway, and nobody goes in the back, and he's, I guess he thought the problem was he was swapping it out to get a boy, so like, that ain't it. They didn't need it all. So I ended up with a Thor from Endgame. I traded out my Wreck-It Ralph from a Thor, and I'm like, well,
fine.
Whether they're out or not, they're out as far as I'm concerned. So that was my...
Whether they're out or not, I'm out.
Yeah. Comedy of errors, dealing with the Happy Meal anniversary.
I like it, man. That's quite. I totally missed it was the anniversary. I know the McRib is back, so that's my kryptonite. Well, yeah. Partially, I do like those, but I've only been in for one. It was cool actually when I went. Sign just says McRib is back. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna get me one. So I got me one, and then I get to we're talking about the next town over, man, and it's like McRib 2 for $5, and I'm like, God, I'm glad they didn't say that at the other one because I'd have ordered 2 of them because I'm dumb. But my stuff lately, man, has been the freaking double cheeseburger, man, and I hate it. I'm off them now. I'm doing good now. But McDonald's really does have that like cocaine thing going on. Like, man, the first time, like whenever I have it, I want it the next day too. And it's like, nah, man, you gotta break that habit because I'm too big right now. Anyway, I was telling the man between double cheeseburgers and my trash, not fast food. Yeah. Fast food's different. Absolute just garbage that I love to death. It's freaking ramen noodles, man. Oh my God, the Marushan soy sauce flavor. You cook them up, man. It's all good, and then you put like the soy sauce dirt in there. What do I do? I've got like 2 different. When I say black pepper, I mean like table black pepper, just the most basic black pepper you can do. So it's soy sauce dirt, black pepper, cayenne, curry, turmeric. Put all that in there, mix it up, it's all good to go. Then, when you dump it in the bowl, that's when you get the pepper mill, and you do the high water black pepper, and then red pepper flakes on top of it. And if you really want to go buck wild do it earlier because you only got like 3 minutes. But get some pineapple and don't do them together. But it's like, you can if you want to, but I like the soup and it's all spicy and hot, and then you do like cold and sweet pineapple and just alternate. I hate how much I like that stuff. But every time I have like every time it's difficult for me to get a deep breath, I'm like, you can blame this on the sinus infection if you want to, but the fact of the matter is you keep eating those noodles and you are getting fat, dude. So you're getting fatter, I should say. And it's like, I love them so much. That's my trash food. But I can't do both. It's like, okay, I'm doing noodles this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'll lay off the McDoubles.
Yep.
But, man, oh, my God, they are fantastic. My buddy and I were discussing this the other day, man. And it's like get a meat substitute at McDonald's because the meat's like the least important thing at McDonald's. There's no way there's not some substitute out there. I would love it. I would love it if we can get to that. Because, man, if you would give me the trimmings of the McDouble or the freaking Crystal, man. Talk about insignificant meat, man.
Yeah. Just take them anyway.
Heck, just use something that makes the bottom bread turn all that gray dough stuff, man, because that's the best part, man. If the bottom of a Crystal isn't liquefied, I don't eat them, honestly. I love Crystals, but what I mean is if I order them and the bottom is dry, man, I'll throw the heel away and just open face them.
You just roll them up if you got to.
Yeah, just open face it and it's all good to go. So that's fast food tutorial. But seriously, if you like ramen noodles, if you're terrible like me and you like ramen noodles, man, write that recipe down because I'm telling you, buddy, it is fine.
Yeah, but there was some weird selections that they did from like if you're gonna do like your Hall of Fame, Happy Meal toy set. Some of the stuff they picked, I was kind of like that one, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, we got to have some Disney representation in here, and that's not fine and good. One of the Disney ones that I actually remember having this that they put was there was I think it was the 50th anniversary of Disney at the time where they did a whole set of like I think it was like 20 or 30 each of a figure from some of the big high watermark movies, and the one that I had was The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah,
and that was the one that they picked to be in the special 18. I'm like, that's fair.
Yeah, that's a good get, man.
To call it 18 really isn't telling the whole story because the costume at Nuggets take up like 3 of the first 4 spots. You're like, all right, y'all, y'all like those a little bit too much. And then another problem that I had with it was there's a Hamburglar figurine is one of them that you kind of realize that I was like, why does that look so familiar? But I don't remember there being just a set of just the Playland crew as figures and nothing else. And I realized that was one of the ones that had the Halloween costume on it. Well, you don't get the Halloween costume piece. You just get the figure. Like, well, now you're gypping me.
Yeah, that's messed up, man.
Now you pissed me off. After I've been going around getting this set.
I've come back twice to exchange things, and that was just because I wanted to. Now I'm angry. What do you think I'll do now?
To get laughed at as I'm walking out the door, which I don't mind.
I am a serious businessman. What do you think I'll do?
And I think there was another one of the changeables that was like the little dinosaur thing. I was like, okay, y'all can keep that one. There was one of the Beanie Babies. Like it was like a. And they did do the platypus. I'm like, I don't have to have that. I don't need a Tamagotchi. I don't need the Furby. So that's, so now I'm down to 15 that I need.
That's cool, man.
And then another one of the Disneys that's like, okay, it's number 18 in the set. We're going to end with a bang. And it's one of the freaking Dalmatians driving Cruella DeVille's car like, okay, now I'm down to 14.
Yeah, seriously. All right, man.
Don't need that in the slightest. So what as much as I thought I would want all these, it's kind of like it's just I'm so far away from the mindset of gotta have them all. Like, no, you don't.
Yeah, man. I like
so live by, and even I just don't have to have all of it.
I'm the same way. I like to pick and choose, especially we've talked about it many, many times with like comic book collecting. I know we are both literally in the exact same place of like, man, it's just once you get an arc and once you get that arc put together in trades, then I'm all about it, man. But, like issues, I did it for a little bit and it's not my thing, man. It's all good. And part of it is I just like come and go with stuff, man. It's like there are very few things in my life that I'm interested in that I am always interested in. I like it. I like to, oh man, wrestling. I'm really into wrestling right now, man. Oh, it's baseball season. All right, that's cool, man. I love that sports have seasons because I don't have to watch the Hawks every day. I can just watch them when I want to. Yeah. And I love that. They're out west tonight, man. They're actually playing. Probably been playing for a while now. But anyway, I didn't mean to get sidetracked on that. But I think that's part of the thing, man, is it's just like, even when I was getting books from Quest, I would go out and get them and bring them home and not read them. And I'm like, man, there's no point in this, man. There's no point in this. So I except for New Avengers, I got rid of all of them. New Avengers I'm going to. I just haven't sold them yet. But I think New Avengers is going to be like one of my new idea things on eBay. Because I know I do eBay wrong because I like to go on there and shop. I'm not wild about doing auctions and things like that. So whenever I set stuff up to sell, it's just like, I'll buy it now. This is what I want for it. And they sit forever because I just thought everyone did it the way I did it, and it turns out more people are way more into find a deal and put a bid down and kind of go back and forth. And I'm like, well, cool. I'm glad to know that now. So, but my thing is just start it low, get people bidding on it, and just get it out of my house, man. It's got to go.
I have stuff on there that started tonight, and I try not to get too excited until, let them run for a week, because I think everybody does kind of the same thing that I do, where that's where the iPhone has changed my life, where I don't have to be home at this time at the computer when this ends to put in my last second bid, because now I can just do it on the phone. And that's actually, I'm one of those snakes that waits till like 10 seconds to go before I'm like, now is the time to run it up. Either run it up, or if it's already exceeded what I'm going to pay, like, well, now I know. But putting in a bid before 10 seconds to go, like, why would you do that?
What?
Huh? People do that?
Whose idea is this?
God, losers.
That's ridiculous. Anyway, about this Happy Meal toy.
I gotta go get more Happy Meal.
About this Happy Meal toy I want to exchange.
Yeah. That's the type of person you're dealing with.
Hey, I like it. That's the stuff I dig, man. Like,
yeah. This morning was like, if you have a bottom, maybe that was my bottom. Like, God, what's wrong with me?
It would be glorious if you say that, and then as you say that, like a cheeseburger comes up from off the screen. It's all like, no, I ain't reached bottom yet. If you had these French fries, it's like you ain't even sorry. It's like, nah, man, bottoming out.
I was reminded of, I did kind of have a McDonald's fit a summer or two ago. Was the anniversary of the Big Mac, and they did like this coin set, and I was good that time. Right off the bat, the same McDonald's that is in our town, I get the coin. They did like a coin from like 56 to 66 and on up till, I think it was 16 when this went down, and I get the coin from the 80s, from like 76 to 86. Like that's the one that I would have wanted anyway.
That's my era, baby. Yeah, dude.
And so I was done with that, and so I was good that time. Not that I didn't. It's not that I didn't try to go get more, just they were out.
They were out. They didn't have any. They had stupid Wreck-It Ralph toys. I can't get away from Wreck-It Ralph.
Late to that dude.
Ralph wrecks the ice cream machine. That'd be awesome. That'd be a great sequel.
That's why I never.
Seriously, man.
Ralph hates these McFlurries.
Stay away from these cans.
Oh God. That was my Happy Meal weekend.
Yeah, man, that's a good weekend, dude. Man, food weekend is awesome. I have recently been turned on to. Apparently the baguettes at Kroger are very good, which is awesome because the croissants at Kroger are very good. So I'm like, sweet, one-stop bread shopping. I like it. So I'm all good with that.
People go to sleep on. People don't realize how good their deli and bakery section is. I mean, everybody tells you about Publix around here, but Kroger's pretty good.
Publix is alright, but I'm with you. It's like it's good. You're good. You can go. You can do well either one of those places because Publix croissants are good too. My only thing with the croissants at Publix is that you can either get the 2-pack or you can get the family pack.
And middle ground.
The family pack is That's just
47
me.
of them.
That's just me. I believe in myself, and I'm ridiculous when it comes. I love those things. They're among my favorite foods. So I'm like, I just know better than to buy that many. It's like, you will be stupid, and you're going to eat a ton of those, so don't do it. So they got the pear. That's cool. And if not, then it's like, okay, maybe next time.
Mm.
The baguettes, I haven't been able to find one that I really like. But I got turned on to and it's in the car now, so I'm going to eat that when I get home. I'm looking forward to it already. I'm going to make some noodles to go with it, because I was going to say I got some left over, but it don't matter if I do or not, because I bought more, because I'm an idiot.
The ramen noodle thing to me just kind of went out about the time when you could do macaroni and cheese right there in the cup.
Yeah.
It's not, well, I guess I'm done with ramen noodles.
Macaroni and cheese, I like it. I'm weird about all of the cup stuff, like even the noodles. Like, man, if I got to take them out the bag and dump them in the water, I have never gotten any of like it's a quick lunch, man. Just zip it open, put water in it, microwave it. Every time I've done that, they have turned out pure crap. I don't have it. I don't have the touch. So nah, man, I need my little boiler. Got to do it right. Macaroni and cheese the same way, man. I got some of that at the house too, because I'm terrible. But man, I'm telling you, every now and again, man, you fall in the mood for the Kraft Blue Box. You have to do it. That's something. There is no substitute for that mess. You got to do it. And there's tons of macaroni and cheeses that are good. I finally got the Chick-fil-A macaroni and cheese. I'm really glad they did that commercial the way they did, because it's all like, yeah, man, the grilled nuggets are fantastic, and yeah, you pair them with macaroni and cheese, because dude, grilled Chick-fil-A anything is so good. And man, I never ever get that. I just love sandwiches. I love them, and it's all like, man, yeah, I'm gonna get some of those nuggets. That'll be good. And they were exquisite. But the Chick-fil-A macaroni, I haven't heard anybody diss it. Everybody I know that's tried it enjoyed it, and I'm right there with the chorus. I thought it was great.
Yes.
I loved it. I thought it was great, man.
It's dang good. It makes me wonder. It feels like they kind of like hole punch it out to where you're guaranteed to get a good crust ratio.
Get that char, buddy.
And I don't think they're not cooking like them little individual things. That would take forever. So just do a pan of it and just like punch it out. It's like good.
I can dig it. Yeah, man, it was righteous. I enjoyed the crap out of that. And I don't remember what sauce I got. Normally, I don't mess around with sauces for nuggets at Chick-fil-A because I just like them the way they are. But, man, I got to find that out. When I find it out, I'll let y'all know on a later episode. It was good, man. I've always heard their stuff is great, and I'm like, I'm too good for it. But now I'm not. I thought it was awesome, man.
I'm a barbecue person. I put barbecue on the sandwiches just, to have something different about it.
Heathen! Yeah. I'm kidding, man.
I leave the pickle on.
Yeah, no. Oh, there you go. You're right. That's the thing. No, I put I do Texas Pete on everything, so it's not. I don't mean to dish you for that. I'm just playing.
Chick-fil-A tried, and they tried. I mean, I think they still have like a sauce called Chick-fil-A sauce that I never got into the way some people did. To me, it felt like, well, we're going to do our version of the Zaxby sauce, and it never quite got to that Zaxby sauce horseradish level that you have to have.
Zax sauce is good. You're right. Yeah. It's good. Zaxby's is a weird place to me. I can't go there very often because it's good, but Jesus Christ, it is a grease trap, man. You got to be careful.
That's every once in a while kind of deal.
Yeah,
I can't do that one very often.
Me neither. But I do love the Zax sauce. I'm with you. I like the stupid. Usually I order the nibblers and get an extra pack to dip them in because I'm ridiculous. I would be better off just getting a pack of Zax sauce and drinking it. That's basically what I wind up doing anyway. You'd save yourself a lot of calories.
Yeah.
Just sitting there with it all over my face. Like Rocky. Oh, God. Oh, it's so good. Oh, God.
For the first time in a very long time, this past weekend, I was at the mall and had to have like an oil change done. I was like, I got some time to kill. I'll go to Johnny Rockets. Used to go there all the time back in the day, and the one at the mall just never seemed to really be that great as the standalone ones. And seeing how the standalone ones are all gone now, you have to go to the one at the mall. I sat down and I pigged out, and I was just like, kill me. Afterwards, it's like I didn't realize how much had forgotten how much that takes it out of me. He's like, too much chili cheese fries.
Yeah, man. The last time I ate to capacity, I went out to, for Pete's sake, Buford Highway. It's a place called Harmony. And Harmony it's listed on the outside as vegetarian Chinese. It's actually vegan Chinese. It's just that it's been there so long that vegan wasn't really a thing, so you advertise as vegetarian.
We didn't know we were that, but we are that.
Oh, okay, oh, that's what that means. Okay, cool. Yeah, man, dude, I like
that Mickey Mantle's like, I knew they was gonna cause such a big stink about 40-40. I've done that too.
I'd done that years ago. Shit. Whatever, man. That's not a big deal. You know, Jose Canseco went 40-40 in 1988. But I got more than he did.
Yep.
I'm convinced. We're convinced the 61's a documentary about Mickey Mantle. That's really him, man. Like,
love that movie.
Yeah, dude. Thomas Jane's not an actor. He's like a medium, and he allows himself to be possessed by Mickey Mantle for the duration of filming. It was so good. But yes, Harmony. If you're in the Atlanta area and you like vegetarian stuff, or you like vegan stuff, or you're just curious and you just like, because it's cool. I will eat vegan anytime I can, just because why not? It's a great change of pace. It's good for you. I don't have it's not an ethical thing for me, man. So it's not like I don't get to people that are vegan and like eat that clean all the time. Man, you get that gleam, you get that shine. That's not what I'm trying to do, because I ate, a double cheeseburger from McDonald's, but it was unbelievable, man. I would have just basic stuff because I'd never been before, man. So I went with pepper steak and curry pockets. Curry pockets were, good God. But it was fantastic, because I'm weird about beef. I don't eat beef very often anyway, man. So pepper steak I ain't had in 1,000 years, and I'm like, I love that stuff. It's going to be great, and it was. But the only thing that topped that is General Tso. And the thing is, if you take General Tso and you get yourself a little pepper from the pepper steak, a little bit of rice, man, oh my God, it was unbelievable, man. I mean, it was great for good Chinese. It's unreal when you like pull it back and it's like, oh, by the way, awesome, love that place, Harmony. Check it out if you live here, and if not, come on down. Come on down. It's an inviting place, and it's not summer anymore, so it's not as horrible as Georgia in the summer can really suck, man. But not right now. We're good now.
Oh, yeah. You gotta eat clean if you're gonna show up in full gear.
Oh yeah, man. Full gear. Full gear, brothers.
It's like, what's the dumbest name we could pick?
It was, I'm like, okay, man, that's cool.
Fine. That's whatever.
What's the dumbest name we could pick? Bingo.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. AEW presents Bingo. That'd have been awesome.
Mammo.
For real. Mammo.
Mammo.
Mammo, brother.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mammo. If you're a Braves fan and you know what Mammo means, good for you.
Mm-hmm. So that was the show that went down this weekend.
Yeah, man.
I was just couldn't, and in full disclosure, just couldn't bring myself to pay for it, but feel like I got my fill of it.
That was my thing too. Is it really was just it was a price tag issue. I don't mean to be a jerk to AEW. We're just in the exact same place on it, man. It's like, nah, I'm good. I love the TNT. Well, I enjoy the TNT show, and you're gonna be on in 3 days. You can tell me about it. Yep. And the biggest thing to come out of it, I think, like we said, man, and there's going to be prognosticating. We're going to go forward. Because I'm here to tell you, man, it's one of the things that just drives me insane about people reviewing AEW and talking about AEW. I love trying to project forward. I love trying to figure out where the stuff is going to go, where it could go. Predictions are different. It's not necessarily a prediction. It's just like, well, maybe this is what they're doing, or this is where they're going, and stuff like that. And there was a healthy mix of genuine surprise over the MJF thing, and then of course the chorus of, "Well, I saw that coming." I'm like, yeah, some of us called it out weeks ago. It's like as soon as he ran out to help Shawn Spears, like, oh, this is who Cody's going to feud with after the title.
Is it happening now?
Yeah, this is who this is what we're going to move into afterwards. And it's great. That's what they should do. And of course, I'm going to blast Corny and Brian last because I'm a jerk. But there are certain complaints they have that I don't understand. And to be fair, I probably said this before, but it needs to be said that, well, I want to say it this time, so I will. My complaints about Corny and Brian Last are not Jackson related and not Kenny Omega related, because I know they don't like those guys. I know Corny especially does not like those guys, so that's not a problem. He's not going to like them. That's not his thing. That's cool. That's okay. That's totally okay. That's like getting my opinion on Randy Orton match, man. I'm going to crap on it no matter what he does, so there's no reason to listen to me talk about it. That's why I try not to talk about them. Anyway, but we're going bananas about how MJF should be cutting promos every week. He hadn't even had a promo on TV yet. How come MJF's not talking on TV? You know, I mean, Jericho's great. We love Chris. Chris gets all his time, and that's good, and we love that stuff. And the Cody promos, they're pretty good, and la-di-da, yeah, because they were building to the main event of the show that was coming up. Mm-hmm. So maybe those are the guys that come out and cut promos. Maybe not everybody needs to have promo time. Yeah. You can do a video package, do something backstage, but let's have everybody waddle to the ring and stand in the ring and talk, in the ring. Or do that. I hate that. I always hated that. It's been my least favorite part of the Vince McMahonification of wrestling, period. It's the guys just come out and do a stand-up comedy routine in the middle of the ring, and it's like, come on, man. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, bet MJF has a promo this week.
Oh, yeah.
And won't it be better because we've waited? Won't it be better? Because it would just feel stupid if we were talking about it earlier, man. If he just comes out and blows sunshine up Cody's ass for 3 weeks, yeah, and then turns on him, it's stupid. It's too overdone and it's too fast. But just let it roll. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I think it's cool what they're doing. MJF is a heel. This is everybody on behalf of everybody. All of us prefer him as a heel. I mean, the babyface thing is just dumb. That's the reason that it jumped out to us when it happened. It's like, well, you got to be setting something up here. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. I don't mean to be a jerk about it, but it's like just some of the things that get fussed about. Like, it really feels like you're trying to find something to crap on this show. And there's just certain things that get dissed. There are certain things that get praised that I don't understand. For example, I will never, if somebody's watching this and they're Cornette fans, help me out. How in the world can Jim Outlaw Mud Show death match got the thumbtacks and you freaking barbed wire junk because people won't pay $9 worth of key sale for freaking 8 people there in a parking lot? Mm-hmm. Cornette, who hates this stuff, how in the world did he become a cheerleader for John Dean Ambrose Moxley? I don't understand that at all, because I got some bad news for you if you've never heard of CZW. Yeah. I don't understand. Basically, my thing with Corny on Ambrose is every single thing that he says about Sami Callihan, with the exception of the height references, mm-hmm, that's Dean Ambrose. Or it's Moxley. That's literally what Moxley was, and it's what he is now. The only difference, man, Moxley's totally different from Dean Ambrose. No, he's not. John Moxley only just cuts Dean Ambrose style promos now. But it's like, I don't get it, man. Anyway, I didn't mean to get off on that. I shouldn't have gotten off on that. But I'm looking forward to their review because I like them. And every now and again, they'll come across with something that's real cool, real good, and I enjoy it. So I'm hoping. I enjoyed listening to their review, and I was way behind. But we talked about it, man. The Private Party Dark Order match, I enjoyed the crap out of that. I really enjoyed that. And Dark Order, I'm in the same place on the Dark Order as everybody else on Earth. I don't get it. I don't much care for it. It's not my thing. But I liked that match. That was cool.
It's like they keep getting hung up on all this stuff. Like, somebody please explain this. Like, we're too far in to get an explanation now. Now anything you try to explain is just going to be dumb. So the Dark Order showed up, and people were kind of like, what's this crap? And Orange Cassidy showed up, well, what's this crap? But now there's no explanation that's going to make it worthwhile.
Orange Cassidy.
So just roll with it.
I'm glad you brought Orange Cassidy up, because we've just been crapping on Orange Cassidy, and that's fine. He doesn't affect me that much one way or the other. I don't get mad about it. It's all good. And well, the people are just so stupid because they pop for that stupid little nothing. Yeah, they do. It's a business. Mm-hmm. Jimmy talks all the time about the business. I respect this business. I love the business. La-di-da. And the problem that I have with it is he thinks Kenny Olivier is a real clever insult. But the problem that I have with the business, then you go and talk about how I don't care if people show up and pay for it. Well, that's a business. Yeah. What you love is the tradition of the craft. Mm-hmm. The craft. Yeah. Don't call it an art. That's too much like Olivier. See what I mean? It's like, it's just, that irks me, because it's like the business of pro wrestling has changed, and you can thank your former boss in Connecticut for that.
I don't understand, and I don't see some of the problems that he has with Kenny Omega as far as the hand stuff, and I'm like, you're down on Johnny Gargano for not selling his faces enough, but then somebody does it. Like, because I don't like him, I just don't like the way he does it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think too. Like I was saying, man, for the matches and the stuff like that, man, it can't be for me, it can't be about Omega and the Bucks because his mind's made up, and that's okay. That's all right. It's just that
I have some people I've been that way about. It's
me too.
It just doesn't matter what they're going to do. I'm not going to like it.
It's not my thing, man. But I'm also not getting paid for it. I know he gets all twisted now about this ain't no work. It's a shoot. It's a shoot. I can't stand those guys. I'm like, that's great that you can't stand them, but you do keep talking about them, and it does keep getting retweeted, and it does wind up affecting your bottom line. So when Meltzer or one of the Jacksons or anybody else calls you out on it, they've got grounds. If you don't ever want to talk about them ever again, then you can prove your point. But it's going to be hard to do that and then get credit for it too. See, that's where people trip up, man, is just doing something because you want to do it. Ooh, that's not enough for most people. I want credit. I want you to notice. You gotta notice I'm not talking about those guys I'm not talking about.
Have I mentioned not talking about
Yeah, seriously. But anyway, I didn't mean to backtrack to like TV matches, but like I didn't watch the show, but I'm with you. I put on Wrestle Talk and they did a review and it was okay. I mean, Laurie's not my guy. I don't mean to be a jerk to him, man, but Laurie's not my guy anyway. And he was tired because I understand it was like 4 a.m. there, I think, and that's rough. And I don't know who his tag partner was, man. I'm sorry to say I don't know who that guy was, but there was a time, man, where he stepped away, and I'm pretty sure it was during the Cody Jericho match because it almost had to have been when Cody, opened the blood bank by himself. Yeah. And man, Laurie's just sitting there like, oh man,
cracky.
And I'm just like, man, are you gonna say anything other than just, oh man?
Watch-alongs on podcasts are hard to listen to for that very reason.
Yes, it's like
to give you something that more of a discussion.
It's the worst. And I know I'm spoiled because my other one that I love, the watch-along that I love, is for Pete's sake, I can't believe. I think it's I want to say it's the Kickoff. It's True Geordie on YouTube, and I can't believe I can't think of the name of the show. As many email alerts as I've gotten, so and so just uploaded a video, but they'll watch like the big time Premier League game, and it stinks. I gotta do the opposite. I gotta set my clock, get up for that, but that's fun. But they never shut up, so it's like it's like just always something, and it's not even necessarily the game you're watching. It's just the game itself, like baseball, man. You listen to baseball announcers; they're awesome because they fill the time, and those dudes are fun. There's a couple of them that make me nuts. I don't know anybody's name, but True Geordie, the main guy, is the big dude with the tats and the short hair and the beard and all that. Cool dude, man. Newcastle fan, cool guy. But man, I gotta I have to invest my own money and buy him a new basketball jersey because he's running around his Embiid jersey, and I'm like, boy, I'll tell you, I can't. I don't mean to be so mean to Embiid because statistically he's a very good player, and the Sixers do win games. So it's not like he's not good. It's just he is not nearly what people have tried to make him out of whole cloth and nowhere. I have a theory about that. I've bored the man with this now. Now I'll get you. But I'll make it quick. I have this belief that Joel Embiid is basically, we got Amy Winehouse a little bit, but Lindsay Lohan is the one that has been wired from the inside to explode. This was the teen actress meltdown on camera, so you get to see it. Oh my God, what could it was so tragic. So tragic to see all these young actors and actresses just fall apart because it's too much too soon. And yeah, it probably is, but maybe not in the way you think. But Joel Embiid is a walking 30 for 30 because he's had so many injuries already when he's just a kid. So literally his entire career and ESPN fluffing him it just feels like, what if I told you the greatest center of his generation never got a chance because of injuries? It's just done. That's what it feels like. Because it's like, man, they have made this guy out of nothing. They haven't won anything. They haven't won. They haven't even played in an Eastern Conference final, much less won it. And it's like, why am I hearing so much about this cat? Well, he's a center and he can shoot threes, dude. If they ain't from America and they play center, that's all of them. That's not special. I know people love him because he talks shit on Twitter, and we just love our social media whores. But it's funny to me that when Durant does it, well, he's fragile and he's soft and he's thin-skinned. But when Embiid does it, oh, Joel doesn't take crap from anybody. And I'm like, y'all are so precious. And that's my point, is that the only thing worse than media negativity is media positivity. Because media positivity is you trying to sell me something. That's it. That's the only thing you guys get unified on is how are we going to make a buck off of this? And it just feels like the tragedy of Joel Embiid. So sad. That feels like what they're trying to sell me here, because if it's not, I can't figure out why he gets propped up the way he does. I know why Ben Simmons got propped up. I give you a hint. It's the reason nobody talks about Ben Simmons anymore, because Ben Simmons and what's-her-face broke up. That's it. It's literally it. That was the only thing. He was dating one of the Kardashian chicks, and Mickey Mouse told everybody at ESPN, push it, make sure everyone knows, haha.
Yeah.
And they broke up, and now nobody cares about Ben Simmons. It's like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Integrity. On the subject of Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons went to LSU, played 4 whole games there, and I only pointed out because anytime you say, yeah, Kyrie Irving's a Duke, well, technically Kyrie only played like 7 games at Duke, so it doesn't count. Okay, so that means that Ben Simmons doesn't count for, no, LSU, SEC, he's SEC alum. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. How about them Bayou Bengals?
Oh, yeah.
I love it. That makes me very happy, and the reason it makes me as happy as it does is that my brother got to go, which is just awesome. Like, one of his super, super close buds is a huge Alabama fan. His parents, I think, are boosters and alumnus, and so they got tickets, and they got to go. And my brother's an Auburn guy. So he goes to Alabama LSU, not to openly mock Alabama. His friend's an Alabama guy. That's not it. It's not what he's going for. He ain't going to boo Alabama. You're just going to go because it's massive and it's huge. But
I've been told that the Tuscaloosa experience is one to go behold.
It's a little tricky. The only reason I would say it's tricky for my brother in particular is the places he's been before. As far as I know, the can't miss stadiums and atmospheres like you're talking about in the Southeastern Conference. Tennessee is very well thought of. Georgia's tricky. The stadium, Sanford Stadium is awesome. Excuse me. For the SEC stadiums, that's my favorite one I've seen because it's not. I mean, it's concrete and, bleacher monster like all the rest of them are, but it's really, really, I hate to use the word charming, but it's great. For a stadium that big, it's unreal how good the seating is there, because it's like 96,000, and it's pretty impressive. It's very, very nice, but also it's just got some of its old character, and I love that. Where so many, there's Bryant-Denny is just, I mean, it might as well be Three Rivers. It's just a 70s baseball stadium. It's got no charm, no personality, no originality, nothing. Apparently the personality at Alabama is just the fans are just ridiculously unreasonable. And I don't mean unreasonable in what they expect, but unreasonable in that, God, have you ever watched this game before? And if the answer is no, I get it, because ESPN has told everybody for, 8 years now, Alabama, 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 Alabama. So if you've never seen them before and it's not really your thing, I get it. And if it is really your thing and you really love it and you're just an idiot, well, I get that too. But it was sweet. I'm glad LSU won. And I know that when all the poll stuff comes out, they'll move to number 1. There's no reason why they shouldn't, because I mean, I know Ohio State scored 73 points or whatever, but it doesn't matter. You're playing Maryland. It does not matter, and that was the whole point. That's what drives me crazy about the playoff rankings. ESPN's playoff rankings, that's totally their thing. They'll never well, no, there's a committee. Okay, oh, there's a committee. Okay. Well, that's fantastic. We have a ballot box in America, too, but that doesn't mean a damn thing. So it's ESPN's. I do love the fact. Alabama, number one, Alabama. Bama's number 1. How about Bama? Bama, number 1, Bama. And then all of a sudden, the week before CBS gets Alabama and LSU, you bump them down to 2 and 3. Pretty hilarious. That's like, okay, guys. But LSU moving above Ohio State is perfectly acceptable. That's what I would do. That's what they should do. I think Ohio State's the best team in the country, but coming off that win, you got to move them up. So LSU 1, Ohio State 2. Clemson will finally get in there, so good for them. They can shut up complaining about that. And how in the world did I forget? It was Penn State lost, so they'll be out. I guess, man, for the one-loss teams, man, I guess Georgia gets back in there. I would move Oregon there myself, but we'll see. That's going to shake out, because if Oregon keeps winning, if Georgia beats Auburn, that's fine, because Auburn beat Oregon. Yeah. So that's cool. That helps you out and it'll wash out. But we're getting there. It's cool. But thank God they can stop whining about Clemson. Like, God dang, y'all, the defending champions. Yes, they should be there, but they should be there over Alabama. Anyway, it don't matter. And they damn sure should be now, because Bama's played one team this year, and look what happened to them. They got thump, man, because that final score wasn't indicative of how big of a rolling that was. That one felt like, I know people get mad when you say that point shaving happens and people making money off betting on sports happens. People on the field making money off sports happens. But it does. It does. Don't be stupid. I was telling the man earlier, man, I feel so bad for the show I was talking about earlier, man, because VAR is just ruining the lives of English soccer fans, and I hate it for them, man, because we've dealt with instant replay as sports fans in America for a long time, and it sucks. Because, well, I mean, it's just so important to get the call right, but that's not what it's about. It's not. It's literally calling a timeout, finding out which way you want the wind to go, and then making that the law of the land. Absolutely. Yeah. Making that the result. That's what it's about. That's what they do. But the sad, tragic news that I have from my guys in England is it's going to get worse. And the reason I say it's going to get worse is, first things first, y'all, everybody complained about the handball that wasn't. How would I go to VAR? What? This handball's a clear handball. Why didn't they call that? It's a handball. So what now? So they go down to score? Are we going to go back? And they call it a handball? And they get a penalty? And that goal comes off the board? And I'm like, I know that it's ridiculous. But what you learned today is, yes, it was handball. Yes, they put it on the replay. And clearly anybody watching the replay saw it. But we didn't enforce that one because it's selective. It's as bad and corrupt as you think it is. But when it gets worse, is Sheffield United. There was a crazy call in that game yesterday, and apparently it went to like a 4-minute review of them trying to get this junk correct, and they still, according to the guys that I was listening to, got the call wrong. But 4 minutes is 8 commercial breaks. So picture-in-picture on-screen advertising during soccer matches is coming, and it sucks, and I hate it for you. I hate it for you now before it's even happened, but it's gonna happen. And then basically what happens then is it becomes the DH. Kind of, maybe that's probably kind of a forced analogy, but I'll make the point. The DH, it was cool. People liked it, but people didn't love it. It didn't revolutionize the game. It wasn't the greatest thing ever. What revolutionized it was the first time you gave a designated hitter $1 million. Because once you do that, that's $1 million union paying member. Or due paying union member. Now you got 15 of them. DH ain't never going anywhere. Ever. We'll get to 30 before we'll get to 30 before we'll get rid of all of them. And don't get me wrong, I think the National League is going to compromise. I think you will have a designated hitter, and the pitcher will hit for himself. It's a designated hitter, but it's 1 through 8. It's one of your position guys. One of your positions 2 through 9. It's got to be for somebody playing the field, but the pitcher himself has to hit. I think that's dumb, but I think that's the compromise, and I think that's what they'll wind up doing. That way you get the union dues, but it preserves the integrity of the pitcher hitting for himself. So I'm like, that's cool. Let's do that. Yeah. And you run that by and no, that's stupid. I'm like, 15 multimillionaires paying union dues. It's the same thing about college football expanding the playoff, which we talk about it every year because it's not a playoff. You can call it that all you want to. It's a fucking pageant is all it is. That's it. It's a 4-team beauty pageant. That's it. Because if you don't establish a rule before the thing starts that you do A, you get B. You win your conference, you're in. It ain't nothing to me. It don't mean nothing. Your entire regular season is completely meaningless, and then you just pick the 4 teams you want anyway. Don't mean nothing. The only enjoyment you have out of college football is what happened the other day. It was cool to tune in, watch it. It's great, man. This is cool. All right, just self-contained. But yeah, man, and it's cool because some people really get mad about you can't expand the playoff, and I always try to ask people why, because I know why you don't want to. Sometimes people don't even know why they don't want to. But the reason Southeastern Conference fans in particular don't want to expand the playoffs is this. Yes, it means Alabama will go every single year. But Alabama don't always win the SEC. And the problem is if you don't win the SEC, you don't win the conference. That means you don't get a home game. So if you, the 6th seed, have to go on the road to play against Big Ten champions, say Ohio State, Michigan, or God forbid, Wisconsin. I don't care how good. I don't care how good you think Nick Saban's. Dude, take the SEC first team with you. Don't matter. People don't want to consider college football fans for some reason just have blinders. Southeastern Conference ACC fans, we're bad about it too. But at least we go up to Chestnut Hill and play Boston College. But SEC fans have the blinders on when it comes to playing football in the elements. We talk endlessly about the frozen tundra and the monsters of the Midway and the fact the Dolphins have never won a playoff game in, sub whatever temperatures, anything under 40, I think. But no, not college. Nah, the weather's not a factor in college. The Big Ten is just these big, slow, like earth-moving guys, and we got speed here in the SEC. It's speed. That's the name of the game. Well, you got 3 inches of snow up to your ankle, man. You don't run as fast.
Yeah.
You don't run as fast, and that's it. Whether they realize it or not, that's the real reason you don't want to expand the playoff. Because baby, ain't gonna be neutral sites everywhere. You got to go on the road and play a playoff game in Camp Randall. Man,
Good luck.
best of luck. Yeah, because you're gonna get beat up. Not just beat, you're gonna get beat up and exposed. I thought, my opinion, and calm down. Well, actually, you know what? Don't calm down. Do what Alabama fans do. I thought St. Nicholas.
Put your Auburn on.
I thought so. Nah, they wouldn't do Auburn. I'm telling you, all the Alabama fans Saturday are Georgia fans now. I promise you, especially if they get back in that top 4.
Mm-hmm.
But what was I gonna say? It was something silly. I know it was, but it'll come back here in a second. I think, just my opinion, that St. Nicholas Saban got exposed yet again, and the exposure on Saban is this. Yes, he's a very good coach, obviously, man, and let me be blunt, Nick Saban has a lot of Johnny Manziel in him, and my thing with Johnny Manziel is if you tell the entire offensive line at Texas A&M there is no such thing as holding anymore, by God, you better win the Heisman Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell couldn't do that? You got 2 All-Americans on that line anyway, but on top of that, 2 All-Americans that are going to be first-round draft picks that are allowed to hold.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny should have done a lot better than he did. Period, point blank. It's kind of ridiculous he wasn't better. It's like Barry Bonds putting the E in PED. The E is enhancing. Bonds was enhanced. He's the best player of all time, and when you enhance him, he does stuff no one's done before and will never do again. Dustin Pedroia is a player that was invented by PEDs. Can't even spell his name without him.
Yep.
And that's a fact, because that's the thing, dude, man. 318, 24 homers, 60, 87 RBI. It's great for a second baseman, but you are doped to the gills to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So if your performance is being enhanced to get those numbers, what were you before? You were bus fodder before.
Yep.
The Red Sox. I obviously hate the Red Sox passionately. They're whining now about the luxury tax. We don't want to pay the luxury tax. Baseball's luxury tax is literally, okay, where's the dollar amount that makes the Yankees pay it and the Red Sox don't have to? Okay, that's it. They do it every year, and now they're literally in. There's a chance they're going to have to pay it this year because they overpaid Chris Sale and they overpaid David Price. So now they want to get rid of Mookie Betts. It's like, you guys are idiots. You are pay the fine. Jeez. Anyway, I'm all over the place. But St. Nicholas Saban, what happens to him is this. You get every call. You get all the advantages. They take care of you. You don't ever really actually have to do anything. But on the odd happening, if you will, circumstance, that the team you play against balls up their fist and punches you in the face, they lose. They lose. If Alabama can't jump on you and maul you to death in the first quarter of the game, they lose. It happens all the time, man. It's like, man, they don't do well in close games, and a lot of that's not Nick Saban. A lot of that is just something that's systemic in college football. There's a reason that nobody has ever stayed on top forever in college football, and one of the reasons is this: once you can recruit nothing but 5-star players from 6-star football academies, high school football royalty, woo! These are programs that don't lose games for a decade and a half.
Yep.
If you ain't never behind and you don't ever lose, how the hell do you know how to get back up?
Yep.
And that's something that happens, man, is a lot of the guys are just from these football factories that don't ever sweat. So the first time somebody's like, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can match that. Yeah, I'm better than you at this. They fall apart. Got no dog in them. Talk about that all the time, man. But we talk about it with basketball. People talk about you got to have dogs on the team, and they're not wrong. You do. You got to have guys that will do the things, the little things that get you over the hump. It can't all be glossy superstars all the time, and that's what happens with every college football program in the country. Let's just run them back. You had Alabama, you had USC, you had LSU, you had Ohio State in the late 90s.
Auburn a few years ago.
Auburn, I don't think that Auburn ever became the program. They were really good. They had a couple of great seasons, but as far as
3 or 4 years.
you're the top recruiting team in the country. Texas, every year. Texas, Alabama, Notre Dame, every year. It's always those stations. Rick at Georgia, man. They had some unbelievable recruiting classes down there. But every single year it comes back. You just keep, got to stay number one in recruiting, got to stay number one, got to be number one in recruiting. Well, Texas is number one in recruiting all the time, and they stink. But that's why, man, you get guys that don't know how to get up. And it's in that healthy balance is almost impossible, because what happens is you wind up having Jimmy Butler in Philadelphia. There's one of the best kept secrets in all the sport, is that, well, Karl Anthony Towns got Jimmy Butler run out of Minnesota because he's soft. He's soft. He couldn't play with Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler's too demanding. And then Embiid did the exact same thing for the exact same reason, and no one says a word except I will, because I think Embiid's overrated. And Embiid, he couldn't handle it. Jimmy Butler's a tough dude to take, man. Butler, Russell Westbrook, they got that Jordan thing in them. Whenever you tell people, if Michael Jordan was playing today, he'd average 45 points and 11 rebounds and 15 assists, and you're probably right. I think that Jordan's numbers would be astronomical because everybody's numbers are up. But Michael Jeffrey Jordan wouldn't win a damn thing. Not one thing. Oh, loyalty. He would stay loyal. Ain't no loyalty anymore, man. All this, well, look, Michael never changed teams. Well, that's because Michael was a prick and he was okay with taking what they gave him. LeBron's a revolution. No, this is all LeBron James and, player empowerment. The players have the power now. Why in the world am I supposed to be mad about that? As opposed to who? The owners? Guess who I got more in common with?
Yeah.
I like what basketball players can do now as far as, well, they just want to build super teams and they all want to win together. Well, super teams have always been the order of the day in basketball. You just used to have to do it the way the Warriors did it. I know we like to kill them for Durant, but it's like, everybody else was drafted. Everybody else was drafted or was an after-the-thought pickup. It's great. I love the Warriors. I am glad they're struggling right now. I know that's a crap thing to say, but you've heard it before. It's how I feel. I like Steph, got nothing against Steph. I love Draymond. Draymond's my man. But Klay Thompson is the heart, soul, brick, and mortar of that team. He's the guy. And if you think they're struggling because Durant's not there, I got news for you. It's because Klay Thompson ain't there. I don't know what any of that had to do with anything. I apologize, man, but it was fun. It's good to get in there. And basketball season has been awesome. How about on the subject, real quick, man, how in the world did Boston Celtics get to 7-1 so quietly?
For real.
Ain't nobody saying nothing about them. I guess now Gordon's hurt his hand, we can talk about him again. But, man, they are just so strange because, every Boston team, I shouldn't say every, it's 2-2. The Bruins don't bother me. Patriots, I don't watch pro football enough to really care about them. The Red Sox I absolutely hate, and the Celtics I absolutely love. So it's I'm all over the place, man.
Yep. It's not just a blanket, not like a whole town.
It's weird. That one's like, okay, this is cool.
Yep.
That's how we do it.
That's what's up.
Indubitably, man. Yeah,
Like
we have gone a long time.
Oh, Jesus.